Far away.
Same place you left, Jarrad?
Well, this room's changed. This used to be the kitchen for the boys, and now it's the media room. But yeah, look, it's fantastic to be inside these four walls again. Looking through, seeing all the lockers, past premiership players that you play with, and obviously now aligned with them as coaches as well. Yeah, I'm super excited, and yeah, can't wait for 2019 to come around.
Does it feel like the same? Is there a feeling around here that you get when you walk back in after all this time?
Yeah, definitely. When you've been a player here, you have that connection, and said I've got a lot of familiar faces of Michael Wilson in physio, and coaches that I played with, and you sort of rubbing shoulders with the younger fellas the last week and a bit. You can see their hunger and drive to want to be successful, and that's what I'm excited about, being a first time sort of coach into the AFL.
What have you taken out of this first week, from the training perspective?
What have I taken out? Definitely some excitement amongst the group. You can definitely see the young fellas that have come in for their third and fourth years. They can see that there's going to be opportunity for themselves to get a crack at playing AFL, and just a general drive from the group. They want to improve, and there's been a heavy focus on the playing group in the first week to make sure they set the right standards, and they've definitely done that. So that when the older boys come back in a week's time, they're going to definitely see a shift.
A lot of emphasis was made on improving the skills this pre-season. How have you found that?
Well, obviously we're only 1 week in, and from what I have seen from last week Monday to this Monday, there's definitely been a step up in terms of their sharpness. But that will come throughout the pre-season. And look, I wasn't here last year, so I don't have anything to really reference. I can only go what I see now, and definitely seen a shift in the last 7 days already.
Joe, why did you make the move? Very successful, obviously, at Suki. Why did you make the move to get back into the AFL system in Port Adelaide in particular?
Look, it was probably a period of time where over the last couple of years there's been a lot more interest in myself, because when you're part of a successful organisation, it's only natural that people will ask questions about taking the next step. I think for me, after coaching for 6 years at a club that I'm very passionate about, same as this club, I just felt it was the right time. When you've coached a side that's gone through undefeated, all 3 grades of 1, you sort of look, okay, what else is there to achieve without getting frustrated in the level of expectation that you put on the players, and an opportunity that that came about 12 months ago, talking to Chris Davies about the possibilities of coming here. Just saw it as a fitting time to make that move, and as we touched on before, I'm very loyal. I'm loyal to this club. They gave me so much back in my career here, and just thought it was a good fit. My family will fit in well here, having people outside these 4 walls. So yeah, it was just it was a good fit for all of us, and no better way to come back to this club.
What do you feel like you bring to the table?
I think from the one thing I do, I suppose, refer back to as a coach is what I was like as a player, and I know how hard it is to play the game. But when you're passionate about this footy club and you can see so much upside in this football club, you sort of feel like you've got something to offer. And the one thing I've learned over my journey under some great coaches is things don't come, and they're not guaranteed to be given to you. You've got to work hard for them. And that's what I've been able to obviously use as my coaching philosophy at Subiaco is always reward for effort. You don't have to be the best player, but you just buy into the club values and the standards that you create, and you reward those people for that. And that's how I've always coached, and I can definitely see that here, and that's what I'll be looking to bring here.
From the outside looking in, Jarrad, what area of Port's midfield do you think needs improving going into next season?
Look, once again, it's early days for me. And look, I haven't been on the inner sanctum to really be able to give you an honest answer on that. What I do know is we've got a very good midfield there. And the one thing that we'll be looking to add is greater depth to the midfield. So we're not just reliant on too few. So you'll definitely see that from myself as adding to the mix. And who they are, we've got a whole pre-season to work that out. But once again, I'll go back to that. There'll be some surprises, because I'm all about rewarding young guys for effort.
It's a lot of big bodies now. Pepper, Wines, Ebert, these sort of guys. I think they were first in clearances last season. Do you think you need to add a bit of speed, maybe a bit of outside run?
Depends what you classify as speed. Speed can be through obviously leg speed, or is it speed of mind, speed of ball, getting to the inside, to the outside. So there's a mixture of that. As I said, we have a very strong midfield, and we'll be looking to add depth to that midfield, and that is leg speed. Hopefully, when we go into the draft, if I'm being selfish, they might pick up 3 midfielders for me. I don't know, but look, it's one of those things we'll explore over the pre-season and add to the mix. But once again, I don't define speed by leg speed.
Has it been, just on Lee's question, has it been a bit one-dimensional, though, that midfield, with too many big bodies? You win the footy, but you can't deliver or run with it. Have you had a look at that?
I haven't. Honestly, I'm three. I'd love to be able to give you the honest answer now, but look, hopefully in 2 months' time I can. But look, I'm 3 weeks in, and what I've seen from afar is that we're very good on the inside. Yes. Do we need to be more efficient? Oh, look. Once I look closely at it, look, I don't know. I think it's a combination, but I only have to look at other sides. Every team has their strengths and and their areas where I suppose some teams are bigger, some teams look fleet-footed than others. But I definitely don't see that with this midfield. What I see is a good core group of players to work with, and I'm excited for that.
Coming to the Waffle, do you give insight into your recruiting team about players like Ian Hill and Jordan Clark?
Definitely, the WA boys. So you always look after the WA fellas. I haven't seen much of Hill. I know what he obviously brings, but young Clark I saw playing the final series, and a very, very composed young fella. But I'm sure there's we've got 3 picks in the top 15, so there's going to be some good players that will be looked at from the footy club's perspective.
Again, I know it's, as you've said numerous times, you haven't been here that long, but Jack Watts, who was out there today having a run around, what can you help him with this year? What can you see from Jack Watts?
Well, first of all, it's good that that there's obviously some senior boys that didn't have to be here this week. Rockcliffe, Hartlett, Jack, as you said, all back here, looking to get their hands sort of dirty early, which is good. And obviously the 2 recruits in Ryan Burton and young Sammy Mays came back early as well. So I think that's exciting. The hunger's there. Look, Jack's like no other player. Every player that fronts up and plays AFL, it's their profession. And if they're not looking to improve on their game from year to year, well, they're obviously in the wrong game. And he'll be no different to every other player.
How do you use someone with his skill set if you're in charge of directing traffic?
Well, if he's playing in the midfield, obviously he's got those skills. So if you talk about speed, speed of mind, and obviously the ball moves quicker than people running with it. And someone with his foot skills and decision making is obviously someone that's valuable to the side. But hopefully he's one of those players that does add to that depth.
You spoke of Port's upside earlier in the press seat. Just elaborate on that.
Upside?
Yeah, you said we've got a big upside here.
Upside is we're pushing to make finals. Look, I think the upside is that when you bring, I suppose, a couple of new players into the group from other organisations, and one being Ryan Burton, coming from one of the best organisations in the last decade under Clarko, you're going to tap into that. And that's where I've been no different as a waffle coach when players are coming to my group, is that you want to get their information as well, their intel. And as I said, we've got 3 picks in the top 15, and it's a strong draft. So that in itself is enough for the upside. And I dare say there's some hunger. Look, I've spoken to a few of the senior boys already, and they're really itching to get into pre-season, and that's what you want. You want that hunger there straight away, because we're looking forward to 2019.
Does midfield lose a bit though, given you've lost Chad Wingard and you've lost Jarrad Schofield? You've got to obviously find guys to fill those roles.
Might sound like a stock sound answer, but once again, I've been here 3 weeks. I haven't coached those guys, and I've always, my philosophy has always been is that one soldier out, one soldier in. It's one door shuts, another one's open mentality, and I haven't coached them, so I can't give you an honest answer. But what I do know from what I've seen outside already is that there's some excitement there. Young fellas out there training. Young Patmore, WA boy. Sammy Palpet. It's been heavily reported that he's training the house down already. Look, he's come down in ripping nick. That in itself is the upside. When you're in better shape. And he's in line for hopefully a good season, good pre-season.
Could Burton be in your midfield mix?
I'd love it. I'd love him too. Yeah, he's another one you add to your depth. Don't just pigeonhole him as a back. But I'm not the one to make those final decisions on selection. But with his foot skills and elite running ability, I can tell you right now, I'll be putting his name up.
What's it going to be like not having the final decision and having an assistant?
Yeah, well, I don't know whether to laugh or... Yeah, no, look, it's going to be interesting. It will be interesting. And go back to the start of a press conference that they're the challenging things for me is to... and that was, for me, the challenges in myself as a coach. But already seeing the fellas that I'm going to be working closely with. And that was the one thing that really drew me back to the footy club. Having been here throughout the middle of the year I spent a week under the in the sanctum with Ken. I just saw this close working dynamics, and so I know I'll have a voice, but Ken's the boss. But I'll make sure that whenever I put my case forward, that I can justify it. But I think the guys that I'm going to be working with, it's going to be a good period hopefully for us.
How about the father-son pick moving forward, young Taj? Has he picked a club yet? Would it be Eagles, and how's he tracking?
Yeah, well, he's got no choice because he's only father-son here. But yeah, look, he's 2 years away, and look, there's been a lot of talk. I've been asked the question a few times, and look, he's got 2 years ahead of him first. And look, if it was to happen, fantastic for him. If you ask him, he'll probably definitely say that his heart probably is closer to Port Adelaide than West Coast. And if he's fortunate enough, well then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah, look, he's excited just to get over here. He's going to be part of the SA Talent Hub. He's already done some stuff with the father-son academy here already, which I think is fantastic initiative by the club. He's thoroughly enjoyed that, and even training with Jackson Mead and Trent Burgoyne, he's loved that. He's loved his time there, and so if it happens, I dare say he'd love to wear these colours.
When I said Eagles, I meant Woodville West Torrens.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
For them, or?
Yeah, no, he will. Yeah. So he will. Yeah, and once again, it's all about familiarisation for the family moving. He'll go to Henley High, be part of the footy program there. Yeah, played out at Woodville, play with Trent and Jackson Mead, and yeah, so he's looking forward to it. And I hear they run a really good development program there as well.
Last couple
So
of guys.
he's year 11.
He's year 11 next year, so just turned 16. Yeah.
All good. Well
Jarrad.
done.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
You guys nice to me today, were you?
What's happened? Oh, the photo. There he is there.